Hello students, this is Kanupriya, PGT Geography, and here is my next video on chapter 3rd, which is migration. This is the chapter 3rd of book India, People and Economy. Chapter 3rd, Migration. In my previous video, we had discussed about the concept of migration. What is migration? And how migration plays an important role in determining the population of a particular place, that is, the place of origin and the place of destination. Then we had discussed the three waves of migration, which is known as Indian diaspora. Then we had discussed that migration can be calculated on the basis of place of birth and place of residence. Then we had discussed about the various streams of migration, in which we had studied international migration and internal migration. Then we had discussed about the various push factors and pull factors which affects the place of origin and place of destination. So these are the things that we had covered in my last video. Now today we'll discuss about the other topics, the leftover topics of this chapter. So this is migration. So let's start with it. Earlier we had discussed the causes and types of migration. Today we'll discuss about the consequences of migration. That is, what are the results that can occur because of migration. So we have 4 different consequences related to migration. First one is economic consequences. Second one is demographic consequences. Third is social consequences. And fourth one is environmental consequences. So we'll discuss all these consequences one by one. So let's start the very first consequences of migration, which is economic consequences. Economic consequences. So let's discuss how migration helps in developing the economy of the country. A major benefit for the source region, that is the place of destination, is the remittance sent by migrants. Remittances from the international migrants are one of the major sources of foreign exchange. The people who come from different countries, they exchange their foreign currency with Indian currency, which helps in the developing of Indian economy. So the money spent by those migrants helps in developing the economy of the country. In 2002, India received $11 billion as remittances from international migrants. Punjab, Kerala, Tamil Nadu receive very significant amount from their international migrants. So it is very beneficial for the state and for the country, in which number of people from various countries are migrating. The amount of remittances sent by the internal migrants is very meager, that is very small as compared to the international migrants, but it plays an important role in the growth of economy of the source area. Although the benefit by the internal migrants is little as compared to international migrants, but still it plays a very important role in the growth of economy of the source area. Remittances are mainly used for food, repayment of debts, treatment, marriages, children's education, agricultural inputs, construction of houses, etc. For thousands of the poor villages of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, etc., remittance works as lifeblood for their economy. That means for them it is very important. Migration from rural areas of eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha to the rural areas of Punjab, Haryana, Western UP accounted for the success of their Green Revolution strategy for agricultural development. That means Green Revolution was successful only because of the people coming from eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha to Punjab, Haryana and western UP. Besides this, unregulated migration to the metropolitan cities of India has caused overcrowding. Development of slums in industrially developed states such as Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Delhi is a negative consequence of unregulated migration within the country. We know there are number of benefits of migration, but there are some negative effects and negative consequences of migration also. It causes overcrowding in metropolitan cities. It leads to the development of number of slums in industrially developed states such as Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Delhi. So it is basically a negative consequence of unregulated migration within the country. So this is all about economic consequences of migration. Now comes the second consequences of migration, which is demographic consequences. Migration leads to the redistribution of the population within the country. Rural-urban migration is one of the important factors contributing to the population growth of cities. We know number of people are moving from rural areas to urban areas, because of which the demographic structure, that is the population structure, changes in both the places, that is the place of origin and place of destination. Because of the movement of people from rural areas to urban areas, the population growth of cities is increasing. Moreover, age and skill selective out-migration from the rural areas have adverse effect on the rural demographic structure. We know the people who are migrating from rural areas are generally adults. And moreover, those people are moving who have particular skill. That means those people are skilled people. So they are moving from those rural areas to urban areas, which is causing adverse effect on the rural demographic structure, because the adult group and the skilled people are moving from those rural areas. However, high out migration from Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and eastern Maharashtra have brought serious imbalances in the age and sex composition in these states. We all know that age selective migration is there, skill selective migration is there, and moreover sex selective migration is there. We know generally males migrate from rural areas to urban areas for better employment opportunities, and this is causing a serious effect on number of states, because serious imbalances can be seen in age and sex composition in these particular states. Similar imbalances are also brought in the recipient states also, to which they are moving. Now you can find out the answer. What is the cause of imbalance in sex ratio in the place of origin and place of destination of the migrants? So you can study about it and you can find out the answer related to it. So this is all about demographic consequences of migration. Third one is social consequences. Migrants act as agents of social change. The new ideas related to new technologies, family planning, girls' education, etc. get diffused from urban to rural areas through them. We know number of people are migrating from rural areas to urban areas, and those people are again moving from urban areas to rural areas. So the new ideas that those people have related to new technologies, family planning, girl education get diffused. So these migrants act as agents of social change. Moreover, migration leads to intermixing of people from diverse cultures. We know people from different areas are moving from one place to another, and all of them have different cultures. So because of migration, it leads to the intermixing of people from diverse cultures. It has positive contribution such as evolution of composite culture and breaking through the narrow considerations and widen up the mental horizon of the people at large. So it has a positive effect. But It also has serious negative consequences such as anonymity, which creates social vacuum and sense of dejection among individuals. Continued feeling of dejection may motivate people to fall in the trap of antisocial activities like crime and drug abuse. So, migration has negative effect also related to society. Number of people coming from different areas, some of the people are not able to adjust to that particular place, because of which they create social vacuum and they have the feeling of sense of dejection among individuals, and because of that dejection it may motivate those people to fall in the trap of antisocial activities like crime and drug abuse. So this is all about social consequences of migration. Now comes the environmental consequences of migration. Overcrowding of people due to rural-urban migration has put pressure on the existing social and physical infrastructure in the urban areas. As we all know, number of people are moving from rural areas to urban areas, because of which there is a problem of overcrowding, and because of which it is putting pressure on the existing social and physical infrastructure in the urban areas. This ultimately leads to unplanned growth of urban settlement and formation of slums, shanty colonies. So because of which there is an unplanned growth of urban settlement, or there is outgrowth of urban areas, and because of which there is a formation of slums and shanty colonies. Apart from this, due to over exploitation of natural resources, cities are facing the acute problem of depletion of groundwater, air pollution, disposal of sewage and management of solid waste. As we all know that resources are very limited, but the population is increasing day by day, and moreover the people who are living in rural areas, they are also migrating to urban areas, because of which there is over exploitation of natural resources, leading to the acute problem of depletion of groundwater, air pollution, sewage problem, management of solid waste. So these are the problems which are coming out because of migration. Now there are some other consequences of migration also. Migration, even excluding the marriage migration, affects the status of women directly or indirectly. In the rural areas, mostly male migrates to urban areas, leaving their wives behind, which puts extra physical as well as mental pressure on the women. Moreover, migration of women, either for education or employment, enhances their autonomy and role in the economy, but also at the same time increases their vulnerability. If remittances are the major benefits of migration from the point of view of the source region, the loss of human resources, particularly highly skilled people, is the most serious cost. The market for advanced skills has become truly a global market, and the most dynamic industrial economies are admitting and recruiting significant proportions of the highly trained professionals from poor regions. Consequently, the existing underdevelopment in the source region gets reinforced. So, from this topic we had concluded that migration has both positive as well as negative impacts, or positive and negative consequences. So this is all about the chapter migration, which we have completed. If you have any doubt, please come up with your doubts in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much.